Join us.
And then it's Danielle. That's so fun. So that was Aid 1043. I can never remember people's numbers. But it was Aid, and of course a little David Russell. And there it's Aid's arrangement of Dash Along Challenge. Very cool, very also great editing, don't you think? Great editing in the back and forth, even with something so simple as just like the frames. The frames like sliding back and forth here. They make such good work, don't they? So what we have done for MC5 final mix, soon to be the last of them, the last of these final mix sessions, because we finally have our background all ready to go. We finally have our background ready to go. We will be loading in that background into the video. We'll be finally doing some editing of the video. Hey. And we only have one more video, and it's a good one too. One more video of the March Caprice 5 playlist. So I will go ahead and get that going while I load in my DaVinci and stuff and all of my all of the videos. So let me get that. Sorry about the dual audio there. Ugh, guides. Gotta love a guide video. Because, you know, it's a guide video. He tells you how to do things. And let me start my DaVinci. Whoa, my DaVinci. DaVinci. I do want a new project. That's what I want. This is MC5 Art Showcase P1. Correct. Let me just start loading in. We're going to start Guides' video. Oh, and also, you know, happy Pride Month. It's gonna keep being Pride Month, whether you like it or not. We have to give the children, we have to pump the children full of propaganda early on, so they get their daily dose of propaganda that it is not, in fact, a sin worth damning to all of eternity to be gay. And in fact, it's just like it's an okay thing. It's like, it's kind of like, it's just like fine. That's the gay agenda. Yes, okay. I'll make sure that everything is good. Yeah, I'm gonna start loading in the clips, and then I'll do some, I might do some rearranging. But here is Guides, in his March Caprice entry that's already 2 months old. Hey, it's probably closer to 3 months now, because you know YouTube always does this thing where it's like it doesn't like count until like a week or a full month later. So especially that's so annoying, especially when it's like when it's the year, when it's like it doesn't count until like the exact date has gone by. So like even though it's like a year and 11 months old, it still says like only a year old on a video. Like just say 2, please. 2. Yes, thank you. And here's Guides' video. I discovered a mystery Japanese Cage 1 save file from 13 years ago. This is a great video to end March Caprice on. Ugh, I loved it. Ooh, that's awful loud for me.
Hi, howdy, hello, and welcome.
Hello, guys.
I'm KH Guides, and I manage KHGuides.com, where I've been working to build the best guides, walkthroughs, and tutorials for the Kingdom Hearts series. But sometimes I get inspired and explore specific elements or properties of the Kingdom Hearts franchise even further. This is the 3rd video in our deep dive series, and this time, we're going to start with a story.
I love stories.
For March Caprice 4, I did a deep dive video on tech points, and while researching for that video,
That was a really good video.
I set up and played my Japanese PS2 for the first time. I bought it from a secondhand shop when I traveled to Japan back in 2012 for language study, and it included all the needed cables, a controller, and a used memory card. 12 years later, in 2024, I started a playthrough of the original Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts to gather some info that I needed, and after a few hours, I went to save the game. That's when I noticed that the memory card already had a save file on it. I bought this PS2 and the memory card without any games.
Full body chills.
So the odds of this memory card having a single save file for this game were slim, and I was surprised that they didn't wipe the memory card before selling it. At the time that I found it, I went into the memory card data and found that the save file was last played 13 years ago. And seeing as Destiny has never left to chance, I decided to continue this mystery player's Kingdom Hearts journey during my Feature Friday livestream series on Twitch. This playthrough, 13 years in the making, sent me on a deep dive to discover what was different in the game that truly started it all.
Ooh, don't you love like a setup? A setup that's all like on a old is that a tube TV? Is that what they're called, right? None of this flat screen stuff. Oh, I love it when people like put together like a whole set. I love a set. Love a set.
Before we continue where our mystery player left off, there are a few major game differences to cover first. In the original Japanese release, there weren't any difficulty modes to select from. The game only had a single mode. This was later expanded to normal and expert in the international release, and expanded again into 3 modes in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. This version has an option to install the game's data onto a hard drive for faster loading times. This requires you to have an accessory called the PlayStation BB unit. It included a 40 gig hard drive that fits into the expansion bay on the larger PS2 models. When you select the install option in the game, you get to see this really cute data transfer animation featuring the trio walking across the screen, with the background transitioning from dawn to dusk as the transfer progresses. In both...
That's so. I have a memory burned into my brain about getting Birth by Sleep on the PSP and that having that exact kind of scenario, but with the BBS trio, of course. And I can't remember. It must have had. Did it have like the BBS load data loading screen? Oh, right, because BBS is an actual, like... I don't think it had, like, the mountains of Land of Departure in the background of it. I don't think it did. I think it was kind of a very, like, just generic, like, gradient, like, here. but like very distinctly remember that. So it's like it's crazy to see that was actually a callback to the original like KH1 game, and not just like a thing that like Birth by Sleep and the PSP had on itself. It was a callback. It in fact wasn't the originator of that. And then like I guess then the loading screens of like Melody of Memory are also a callback to this too, with like in a different style, of course, but like people just walking across the screen during a loading screen. That's really fun, and I think I like it a lot better than like the very minimal when they have like the logo just like spinning in one of these one of these corners, like or here just spinning. Just like just a cute detail that doesn't need to exist, but like I'm so happy that they put the effort into making it, you know what I mean?
Really cute data transfer animation featuring the trio walking across the screen, with the background transitioning from dawn to dusk.
Data transfer. Yeah. I remember it happened on the Birth by Sleep screen. It happened for Birth by Sleep. I remember that, and no one can take it away from me.
Dusk as the transfer progresses. In both the original Japanese and North American versions, you can only control the camera by pressing the L2 and R2 buttons, and the right analog stick controls the command menu. This setup only gives you horizontal control of the camera, and having to manage this with the trigger buttons makes it more difficult to multitask with navigating Sora and the command menu at the same time. The other major difference in control mapping is that the actions assigned to X and circle are swapped. This is actually really common for games in Japan, since the circle is associated with affirmative or correct choices, and the X is tied to cancel or incorrect. It took about an hour for me to get used to this change, and I was surprised at how quickly the change stuck with me. The remastered 1.5 HD remix version of this game assigns limits and field actions to the triangle button, similar to how reaction commands were used in Kingdom Hearts 2. But in all PlayStation 2 releases, most of these actions are selected from the bottom of the command menu. And because of this, your summons are instead nested within the magic list, making it more difficult to navigate to a summon you need in the middle of combat. Before Final Mix released, the game featured a much darker color palette for most Heartless. Most Day 1 fans that I've gotten to know have said that they prefer the darker colors that make the Heartless look more sinister. My personal headcanon.
And also, this was not to, you had to be there. Ooh, you had to be there. As you might notice, I've also switched over to doing book menu stuff. We will go back to things momentarily. If you were there during the March Caprice, as it was actually happening, you would know that Allie was doing her Kingdom Hearts 1 playthrough on the original, well, an English version. No, she was doing Japanese too, right? No, I think she was, but yes, she was doing it in English, but it was the original PS2 version, so she had all the original colorings of the Heartless, and that's always so fun to see.
Canon is that manufactured Emblem Heartless were updated with brighter colors in order to better distinguish them from their pureblood counterparts from the Realm of Darkness. And on the subject of darkness, some of the environments seem to render a lot darker in the original release. They definitely adjusted the lighting in most areas in later versions.
I think that also has something to do with tube televisions, because I think it was probably like an H Bomber guy video. Where he was talking about the like how movies have been remastered since tube television, and especially since like since tape, tape cartridges going into DVD, and all that, and how like darkness, darkness on screen had a much darker value on tube television and on tape on film, physical, film, than like digital and plasma screen TVs have been able to give us. And that does kind of, in especially like certain genres in particular, like in this older H. Bomber Guy movie, I'm pretty sure it was H. Bomber Guy video, like horror movies, like he specifically brought up the example of Alien, the Aliens franchise, and how like the whole point was that like if the camera like panned down a dark hallway, and with the Animorphs being like black anyway, that they could kind of blend into the background, and like, were you looking at an empty hall or could you not? Did you see something actually move? I don't know. And that can like take away from the experience of watching a movie when it is digitally upscaled and digitally brightened. Kind of in the same way that like a lot of the final mixes and other ports of the Kingdom Hearts series have really like not done well with upscaling textures, even just something as simple as like the little checkerboard pattern that's on like the sleeve of Roxas's shirt in like certain KH2 cutscenes, like it just looks like crud, like looks like a garbled mess. And that's kind of disappointing to see how, like, and I think in this little example that Guides did provide for us, right? Like,
some of the environments seem to render a lot darker in the...
See, like, there is, like, a level of, like, mystery and intrigue and atmosphere that you get from, like, looking down deep into the depths of, like, Monstro's mouth with, like, just just the teensy-tiny glimmer of, like, Geppetto's, ship and his little homestead that he's made there. It can kind of take away with the intrigue, and as everybody says, like the intrigue, the atmosphere, the loneliness of KH1 is like its biggest selling point, is like one of the best things about it. So, yes, it makes like the ease of access a lot easier, but in many ways it does like destroy the atmosphere, and that's kind of sad.
They definitely adjusted the lighting in most areas in later versions. When I first loaded up this save file, our mystery player was at Triton's throne in Atlantica, with Sora at level 41. Given their high level, I assumed that they had cleared the story episode here, but I later learned that they had stopped just before the fight against Ursula in her lair. This fight in particular is known to be
so true and so valid, honey.
Difficult, and it's around this time that some first-time players decide to shelve the game. I could tell that they had been grinding for levels in Atlantica given the type of accessory and item drops they had a large number of. Based on the order of Sora's learned abilities, I could tell that our mystery player had chosen the Dream Sword at the start of the game, and they had also already cleared the Pegasus Cup at Olympus Coliseum, because they had Strike Rate in their ability list. They had the 3 Wishes keychain equipped, but had already acquired Spellbinder, which would have been a game changer for them in the Ursula fight. This is where I noticed that some of the keychains received name changes during localization into English. 3 Wishes was originally called Desire Lamp, and Spellbinder was called Examination. A few others had different names between localizations too. Mystery Player had Fyra, Blizzara, and Thunder assigned...
Oh wait, hold on. I was paying attention to my thing, but yay, hey. Whoop. Let me actually, can I not scooch? Yeah, I'll put that on so that scooches that over there for you guys. But like, this is pretty cool because, okay, so we went back and we reanimated the book thing so we can get the sparkles of the gems. Ooh la la. But as you can see, it is just this pedestal and the book by itself, and it blends seamlessly over. Thank you very much. And that transition is unnoticeable. That's pretty cool. It's also pretty cool because it's made the pedestal a lot brighter, so like this whole thing does stand out a lot more. I kind of do like that, actually, as a creative choice, however. So that's pretty cool. And I like the shadows. If only I could like render everything in, because there's two ways that you can render things in Blender. I'm still very much a novice, but the one is called Eevee and one is called Cycles, and Cycles does it like 10 times more gooder, 10 times more okay, so visually, look, see, this is Eevee, this is Cycles, right? Just the quality is increased, the lighting is much more detailed. You can make gems like you can make things more transparent. You know what I mean? But it also takes 10 times as long to render, and there's not in the grand scheme of things, like with all of these, the background stuff, it's not like too apparent, you know, but with like this book, oh, it would be cool if I could do that. But again, that would be like a 30 to 50 hour render, you know what I mean? If I wanted to do this entire section, like this 30, it was probably 30 seconds, 15 to, oh, it's even less than that, 25 to 40. So this 20-second render took 10 hours to render. So if I wanted to do this whole 5-minute countdown, you can do the math on that. So it's kind of just not possible. Even now that we're in final mix mode and we're just, like having a time. We're just having fun at this point. I'm gonna make sure that this is cosplay done. I'm gonna make a special note of that because this needs new music though, because we got an updated. When did music start getting good? I'll just make sure to put, yes, okay. So I need to put new music into that, and then yes. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Oh my god, I did 3Ks. Yes. So then that will be ready to go, and then we'll get into editing after, yeah. So here's the guide. Yes. No, wait. And I also wanted to look at the...
And Spellbinder was called Exam into English by Keychain to color.
I wanted to call
the
the
dream sort of
keychains.
grinding for levels in Atlantica, given the type of accessory and item drops they had a large number of.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the order of swords...
He's sleuthin'. He's a detective. Guides, a little kooky crazy. But it's so cool how people can, like, just buy the items and, like, the abilities that you have. Track, like, what enemies you've been grinding against, and also, like, he's gonna say in a second, like, what starting weapon you had.
Learned abilities, I could tell that our mystery player had chosen the dream sword at the start of the game. And they had also already cleared the Pegasus Cup at Olympus Coliseum, because they had strike rate in their ability list.
A detective.
They had the 3 Wishes keychain equipped, but had already acquired Spellbinder, which would have been a game changer for them in the Ursula fight. This is where I noticed that some of the keychains received name changes during localization into English. 3 Wishes was originally called Desire Lamp, and Spellbinder was called Examination. A few others had different names between localizations too.
Kingdom Key is Kingdom Chain. Jungle King is native work. Work natives. Work. 3 Wishes is Desire Lamp, as Guides just said. Yes. Spellbinder is Examination. Crabclaw is Treasure of the Sea. Olympia is Power of Hero. Lady Luck is Last Resort. She's the last hotel around. Divine Rose is La Vie en Rose. La Vie en Rose actually has nothing to do with rose. It's kind of like pink shaded glasses, right? La Vie en Rose, life in pink. So with like rose tinted glasses, which is pink. That's. Stop thinking that you know French. You don't know French. That was me to me. That was yeah. Je peux parler français dans le lycée. Oui. That means that I know everything about French culture. Oathkeeper is promise charm, and oblivion is past memories. Oh.
Mystery Player had Fyra, Blizzara, and Thunder assigned to their magic shortcuts, which probably made
Circle for fire, triangle for blizzard, square for thunder is fine, because it's an AoE attack. That's where it belongs. But a triangle is for projectiles, like fire. Well, and blizzard in KH1 is more of a projectile, so it's more understandable here. But
things even more difficult for them not having cure map to any shortcut. I made the menu changes I wanted and defeated Ursula with no issues. And thanks to our Mystery Player's farming of Thundara rings here, Giant Ursula's attacks made absolutely no dent. With Atlantica wrapped up, I decided to revisit earlier worlds to see what our Mystery Player might have missed. And in doing so, I found some interesting differences and got to experience some nostalgia for things we lost in later versions.
Start checking this. Cool. Okay.
In Traverse Town, the blue.
Oops. So that is all updated. We're just gonna make sure that everything is doing that. And then I kind of just want to watch guides now. You know, I kind of just want to, cause it's a good video jet. Let me see what's the best way. Yes. Okay.
Blue Trinity that takes you to the cafe's second floor balcony usually has a treasure chest with a postcard in it. But in this version, that postcard is in a barrel that you have to destroy. In the area past the 3rd district leading to Merlin's house, you can hear the sound of owls. These sounds were not featured in the 1.5 HD remix version for some reason, but I like its inclusion since we don't get to see Archimedes outside of some subtle references nearby. The only thing out of the ordinary in Wonderland was the inclusion of this nearby. But I like its inclusion since we don't get to see Archimedes.
Okay, on the little entrance, the almost like Shinto-esque shrine, his little bird house or owl house. Another little owl on the side there, and
outside of some subtle references nearby.
Oh, okay, it's like a thing when the chimney starts going, it like spins. Also, God, Guides just has like some of the best like UI, the best accoutrement, the best production. Just like, are you seeing? In where we're tracking where we are in the worlds along the bottom? Come on.
The only thing out of the ordinary in Wonderland was the inclusion of this
Wait,
nearby.
what was that transition?
The only thing out of the ordinary in Wonderland was the inclusion of this musical intro during the courtroom scene.
Wait, is that not in?
This audio is actually from the start of the Mickey Mouse Club march heard during the Disney Castle cutscene near the start of the game. But for some reason, they took this audio out in the 1.5 HD remix version.
Oh my god.
And because I was curious, I did test the Blizzard on the stove trick during the Trickmaster fight and confirmed that it does work on this first version. The first story episode in Olympus Coliseum didn't have any noticeable differences, but I did find it funny that you can get 0 tech points for deflecting Cloud Sonic Blade attack. Congrats! Here's literally nothing for your effort. As Sora falls into the treehouse in Deep Jungle, you can go up to the roof and see that there isn't a hole where Sora fell through. This was fixed in later versions for better continuity. And while we're on the subject of holes in the treehouse, did you know that Sabor can break open other holes? There's an optional fight with Sabor during the story episode where she breaks open the hole in the floor when she appears. If you're incredibly lucky, she can also break holes on either side of the front wall and on this side with the ladder. I tried this in the original Japanese version and I was able to get it to happen after a few tries. If you want to try this out yourself, it seems to work best when you land a combo finisher that places Sabor near the center of the room, with Sora standing between Sabor and the target wall. The peddler that appears in Aladdin's house during the first
We love a girl who doesn't use doors. She doesn't need your door, she'll make her own. Happy Pride Month.
half of Agrabah's story episode actually sells weapons for Donald and Goofy. This was pared down to just restorative items in later versions. I noticed this especially during the fight with Jafar in the lamp chamber, but some bosses behave a little differently in this version compared to later ones, like the order of attacks or attack frequency was adjusted. For Jafar, he used his laser attack almost non-stop, and he hardly ever teleported or used his Blizzard AoE attack. And after defeating Jafar Genie, we get Ansem Report 0. Apparently in the Japanese version, the entries of Ansem's report are numbered starting at 0, while the international versions are numbered starting with Report 1. This is actually a point of confusion with fans later in the series, when in another set of reports, it's mentioned that Ansem the Wise merely wrote Report 0, when international audiences never picked up a report listed as Report 0. When you arrive in Monstro, there are these large boxes on the lower platforms for no apparent reason. I guess you can use them to climb to higher ledges, but without high jump, they still don't really get you anywhere. And when the water level drops later in the story episode, these boxes are moved into the water. If you swim into them, they'll just break. If you warp or fly
I feel like I remember those in like playing it OG style. I feel like I do remember being kind of confused by them too. Like, this should help me, and then it doesn't help me. I think I remember that.
Monstro after your first visit, there's a chance that Monstro won't be found there. At this point, your only option is to keep flying to the next world. I think this chance of missing him was either reduced or removed entirely in Final Mix. While we're in the gummy ship, I want to show this screen shake that happens when your ship is hit in mid-flight. I think it adds a nice bit of weight to controlling the gummy ship, but for some reason this was removed in later versions. Atlantica didn't offer anything unique in this version, so now that brings us to where our mystery player left off. The only unique feature in Halloween Town was pretty well hidden. These platforms can be activated with fire magic to help you move between different areas. But if you
That's well, and this is another thing about like the darkness that we were talking about, how hard it was to find that little elevator type thingamajig in the first place, and that led to a lot of people just getting more stuck in their first playthrough. And that creates its own challenge, right? And you do kind of lose a bit of that challenge if like the brightness is upped. It still blends into the background pretty easily the way that it is, because, you know, Halloween Town is such grunge. But, you know, it's different. It's just different than the way that I experienced it, and therefore it's worthy of contempt.
you cast Blizzard magic on them, it will give them a blue flame instead. This flame doesn't activate the platform's movement, and it can be put out with thunder magic. This red trinity on the bottom floor of Oogie's Manor is missable. If you don't unseal this trinity before the fight with Oogie, you'll be locked out of it for the rest of your playthrough. This trinity was moved in Final Mix to the base of this archway in the same area, so that it can be unsealed at any point later on. Neverland had one surprise for me that I found by total chance. Wait, hold still. No flying around. Huh? Did Antisaur just drop a synthesis item? What in the heck? Apparently, the Antisaur you encounter in the ship's compartments has a 20% chance of dropping a Lucid Crystal. Normally, you can only get these to drop from Dark Ball Heartless later in the game at just a 2% drop rate. So farming these from Antisaur with literally 10 times the usual drop rate is so much easier. Synthesis in general is actually a lot more manageable in the original Japanese and international versions. You can gather most of the materials you need for all recipes without having to go too far out of your way to farm them. This was changed pretty drastically in Final Mix, which incorporated special heart lists that exclusively dropped new stone materials. When I wrapped up Hollow Bastion, I found that some lesser heart lists had multiple HP bars. This was rebalanced in all future releases so that only bosses had more than one, but it felt weird to see defenders and large bodies with yellow health bars. Kingdom Hearts has an incredible story, and it's told through many really cool cutscenes. And I really hope you like those cutscenes because, yeah, you can't skip those here. If you get a game over in the original Japanese or
do you see how much effort that Guides puts in? Because not only did he just take like a pause screen, he made sure that it was transparent on the back because you can see Ariel.
And I really hope
behind it. The Peter Pan scene is kind of too dark, but like, does your favorite Cage tuber do that? I don't think so. Unsubscribe from absolutely everything about. She doesn't do that.
Hope you like those cutscenes because
Slop tuber.
Yeah, you can't skip those here. If you get a game over in the original Japanese or international version, you get the privilege of watching those same cutscenes again.
Not Clayton.
And again.
You pathetic fools!
And again.
Open the door. Lead me into everlasting darkness.
Luckily, the Final Mix PS2 release allowed players to skip cutscenes they had already seen once. And in the 1.5 HD remix version, you can skip cutscenes at almost any point. When you return to Traverse Town after the fight with Ansem Riku, this scene with Leon switches to text dialogue for some reason. It still has all the same camera changes too. In all later versions, the entire conversation with Leon is voiced. The original Japanese release doesn't include a lot of late game content outside of the main story. The only optional super boss is the Phantom in Neverland's Clock Tower, which features a much darker color palette. Kurt Zisa, the gold match against Ice Titan, and the platinum match against Sephiroth were added to the international release, and the fight against the Unknown wasn't added until Final Mix. That fight would remain a Japan exclusive for over a decade until the 1.5 HD remix released worldwide in 2013. When dropping down into the fight with Chernobog, I fully expected to hear Mazorksky's Night on Bald Mountain, but instead...
Whoa.
What? This version of the game apparently plays Squirming Evil for this fight. This was changed to Night on Bald Mountain in all later versions, but not hearing it here felt very off. That's so sad. That makes this fight so much cooler.
Exactly.
After 47 hours of playtime, and at level 74 with Ultima weapon in hand, it was smooth sailing into the endgame, marking the end of a journey that started 13 years ago. But there was one more surprise waiting for me near the very end.
Yay. That's so cool to get like a little peek into somebody else's life though and their experience with a game. And how they suck at fighting Ursa.
I was watching the ending cinematic and I noticed a voiced line that I had never heard before. It turns out that this line is only in the original and remastered Japanese versions. It was never recorded for any international version of the game. When the restored worlds are separating, Sora yells something across the divide to Kairi. Whatever Sora says here is lost to us. It's never voiced or subtitled. But after Sora fades from view, Kairi closes her eyes, and her thoughts can be heard.
届いてるよ、空の気持ち。忘れないで。
Yeah. They reached me, Sora. Your feelings. And I won't forget them. God, do you see? The sparkles? The sparkles. Yes, we love sparkles. And then just the little wayfinder. Guys.
I had a lot of fun playing the original Japanese release this way, and it reminded me of how well Kingdom Hearts as a game stands the test of time. It definitely shows its age in places, but it still manages to capture the attention and hearts of new fans over 20 years later. KH1 has seen some revisions and remasters across the years.
So do you see how these credits are going? Do you see what's going on? Do you see what's going on here?
but it's my personal hope that Kingdom Hearts Final Mix truly remains the final version of this game. I know some fans have voiced their desire for a remake of this title in a modern engine, but there's a particular magic to this game that perfectly matches the technology of the time, and that can't be replicated today. The aesthetic quality of this game hasn't really aged the way some other games of its era have, and it exists, in some ways, like a game out of time. It still attracts new players and new fans exactly as it is now, over 20 years after release. And I think it's special that these new Keyblade wielders are getting to experience the exact same game I did when I first played it. Kingdom Hearts will always be a truly timeless experience, and one that I hope many will be able to enjoy for generations to come.
How do you put it on an old TV?
This video was produced as part of March Caprice.
Yay! Happy Monday! Hi, Vodka! How's it going? Isn't it so cool? This is just a good set. It's good. It's such a good setup. How did he put his own edited video onto this, though? That's my big question. This was such a great video. And also, unfortunately, the last video in our March Caprice 5 playlist.
Celebrate Kingdom Hearts. Find out more at marchcaprice.com. And this video is by no means exhaustive when it comes to the differences between this game's versions. If you want to learn more,
Yes. No, let's play it again. We're starting from the beginning, everybody, from the top. Yes, so that was an amazing video by Guides. Yeah, happy Pride, Vodka. Happy Monday, but also happy Pride. Isn't it also Women's History Month? Can't believe the girls and the gays get a whole month. What about me, though? A straight white man. When is my month? Absolutely go and visit. Every month is Women's History. Yeah, duh. And every month is also Pride. And every month is also Black History Month. And every month is also Indigenous Heritage Month. And, you know. Let's go, you got it. Asian American and Pacific Islander Month. Do they do heritage? Or is it history? Anyway, you know. Visit KH Guides, of course, for all of your KH Guide needs.
A personal thank you goes out to our mystery player.
Yeah,
if you happen to sell your PS2 memory card in Nagoya in 2011 or 2012 with these games on it, thanks for letting me finish your adventure. And as always, you can find the best guides and walkthroughs to the Kingdom Hearts series at khguides.com. Thanks for watching.
Yay.
We'll see you next time.
I gotta do my my comment, of course. It's AAPI Heritage Month. Yes, awesome. Good luck on your next Ursula fight. Happy March, Caprice. Oh, I just locked my computer. What did that look like? Oops. Control L is the shortcut for locking your computer if you didn't know. I sure didn't. Fleur. And that, oh, so sad. It's so sad but that concludes our March Caprice 5 playlist for our video category. Oh, so sad, but they were all so very good, and I love them all. Thank you so much for all those who participated in videos. I will eventually get to clips from streams whenever I figure out how to set that up, but that's coming too. But for the rest of today, we can kind of close out of that. We are going to get into editing, finally, the actual edit of the video for the art showcase. Where is the art showcase? Art showcase, here it is. Let's open up her. Editing mode. Okay. So we are going to get into this now, and we are switching over to our art category. Let's give it up for our art category, people. So we are going to get into, all right. Hello. Here we are. So we have our da 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 da. Yes, this should go on top. Yes, thank you. And I want to delete this track. So we have our little beginning here of all of our art pieces. Ooh, and you know what? That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna, cause this looks just a little bit too dark. But that's a very easy fix. So let's come into color. We're just to make the colors, especially on the art pieces themselves, pop a little bit more. I like to do, I like to do this one, and I like to do gain up that just a little bit. Gonna definitely up the saturation. A little bit of contrast too. No, we don't lift. Yeah. So that's what we started with. Here's where we are now. Everything pops just a little bit more. Yes, yes, yes. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. Everybody's looking good. Okay. Right. Oh, yeah. We are in our face. Here we go. So, then we shall begin. When do they start a talking?
Hello, hello.
Here we go. And this, the previous video, of course, was edited so graciously for us by both Esper and Nicole. Amu, awesome in our world. Of course, you know. Wonderful creators in their own right. Esper is a MDA award nominated artist, so make sure that you're checking in on those when those goes live, when voting goes live. And of course, unreplaceable and highly valuable members of the March Caprice staff, of course. It quite literally would not be March Caprice without them. So we have our beginning here.
Hello, hello. Welcome to our March Caprice Cosmic Art Showcase. I'm Esper, one of the art leads of March Caprice this year, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Daybreak.
Hello.
And Shane.
Yo!
Today we have some stellar pieces by some stellar artists, so why don't we just go ahead and get started. First up we have Elephant, and she...
Ooh, we timed that perfectly, didn't we? Okay, so we're just gonna do a simple...
Hello, hello. Welcome to our March Caprice Cosmic Art Showcase. I'm Esper, one of the...
Trim...
Welcome to our March Caprice Cosmic Art Showcase. I'm Esper, one of the art leads of March Caprice. Welcome to our March Caprice Cosmic Art Showcase. I'm Esper, one of the art leads of March Caprice this year, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Daybreak.
Hello.
And Shane.
Yo!
Today we have some stellar pieces by some stellar artists, so why don't we just go ahead and get started. First up we have Elephant.
Okay. I want to make sure. Split. No. Split right here. Yes. 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 Yes.
Get started. First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friend. Get started. First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friends, this is my piece entitled Dreamlights.
And I do very much like what we did here this year by having everybody's pronouns and stuff. With having their description be displayed, we can have like the title of the piece and who did it and their pronouns and where you can find them. So that's an awesome addition. I think I will probably steal this. But I want to... Do I have like a page turning effect just easily? Page. Turn. Shoot. Okay. We're probably going to have to make that ourselves somehow then. But that's easily enough replicated. So. Then we will transition to the pieces.
And Shane.
Yo!
Today we have some stellar pieces by some stellar artists, so why don't we just go ahead and get started. First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friends, this is... First up we have Elephant, and she writes,
We're probably gonna have to repeat. Dink. Let's see how this goes.
First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friends, this is my piece. First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friends, this is my... First up we have Elephant, and she writes, Hello Jello friends, this is my piece entitled Dream...
And then we'll do that. We will do that. We will do that. It is Esper's voice. Esper, one of our art leads this year, she's famous. I know. Esper jump scare. So let's see.
March Caprice. Aw, happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice, Allie.
March Caprice,
Happy
Allie.
March Caprice.
So you can actually win these That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres in our Twitch channel. But in the meantime, these remind me of those. I used to have those light brights at my grandmother's house. I used to play with those all the time. So it's really cool that they're not a lost art. They're still being made.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see like art that is not just like illustration, but like arts and crafts. You know, eh?
Yeah.
At least I don't know about you guys, but I need frog. I must have frog.
I think who won them? I think it was Fruitoon who won them all, right? Lucky fucking bitch. Jelly. I think I'm actually just gonna take. Should just take. Oops. Don't want to mess up any of that. Should probably just take a screen grab. We're gonna export and we're gonna call this. Hey. I want you to be called Allie Trans. I've assigned Allie Trans. Export, thank you. Uh-oh. Which is this one that I need to do next. Trans 2. So then we can just take Bink Bonk these two images, and these can be
Elephant, and she writes, "Hello, Jello."
uh-oh. Okay.
Elephant, and she writes, "Hello, Jello."
That should be about as long as they are. Right. Ooh, okay. We should make sure that they're both the same length. Here we go.
Elephant, and she writes, "Hello, Jello friends. This is my piece."
Cool. Okay, so we can make this so long as we want just by pasting alleys. So this
First up, we
is
have Elephant, and she writes, "Hello, Jello friends. This is my piece entitled Dreamlights. I made these as a passion project."
so that's going to be the transition there. And the transition will be getting in here.
Play from our lovely participants. Thank you, and happy
So
March
we can
Caprice.
just look at this.
Happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres in our Twitch channel. But in the meantime, these remind me of those. I used to have the
Lovely participants. Thank you, and happy March Caprice. Aw, happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah. Lovely participants. Thank you, and happy March Caprice. Aw, happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice, Allie.
Happy March Caprice.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up. So you can actually win these.
Okay. Yeah. And then we will. This is the image. This is the image. This is the image. Okay, this is the image.
March Caprice.
So
It's always nice to do a little transition here while people are talking or while they're taking a breath. Then we will.
So you can actually win the.
Okay. So then I guess these need to be a compound clip. La 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 la. And it's about here. So that I can make you fade.
Please.
So you can actually win these.
I don't want to turn.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres on our Twitch channel. But in the meantime, these reminded me of those. I used to have those light brights at my grandmother's house. I used to play with those all the time. So.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, we'll make it that long. Hey. And we will shrink. Zoom. 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 Put you there. Put you there. Put you there. Put you there. And then we'll, there we go. And then let's see how we transition here.
Please.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres on our Twitch channel.
Yes.
But in the meantime, these reminded me of those.
Oh my god, look at how cool you can see it. You can see them so like bright. I've been looking at like the full picture. It's nice to look at the details.
I used to have those light brights at my grandmother's house. I used to play with those all the time. So it's really cool that they're not a lost art. They're still.
Yes, okay. So that was one, and then here's the second image. And then we're just gonna duplicate how long this one is. Gonna do that kind of like equally. Depending. Yes, 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 yes. And I wonder, should probably. Copy and then paste attributes. Apply. Okay. So we have the same thing going on chair. Then we will just. Okay, that's where that ends. And then we will. Video transitions. I want to fade, please. Cross dissolve. Put a marker here. Put a marker here. And I'll go between the two of them. Here we go.
It's really cool that they're not a lost art. They're still being made.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see like art that is not just like illustration, but like arts and crafts. You know, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
At least I don't know about you guys, but I need frog. I must have frog. Look at frog.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to fight for frog. That's the rule.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Frog. That's the rule.
Oh my god. The elephant dreamlight battle royale.
Yeah. I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love.
Okay, when did they start talking about the frog?
You guys, but I need frog. I must have frog.
Okay, I'm gonna actually just copy and paste these two because this seems like a good like base to come back to when they're just talking. Just a nice pan. We love a pan. Hey. Ugh. La 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 la. And then I think I want to make these a little teensy tiny bit shorter. When do they start?
Look at Frog.
Yeah.
At least, I don't know about you guys, but I need Frog.
Okay, when they start talking about frog. You want to go frog? Yeah, we want to go frog. About there. So we're just gonna. And that about there. Okay, perfect. That was. So we can end you. There we go.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres.
Actually, I think I do want to cross dissolve these two. So I want you to be about there. Bink. Bink. Okay. I want you. Did that cut off the. Okay.
Freeze.
So you can actually win these. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll flash them in the chat as this goes up, as this premieres on our Twitch channel. To have the those light brights at my grandmother's house, I used to play with those all the time. So it's really cool that they're not a lost art. They're still being made.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see like art that is not just like illustration, but like arts and crafts. You know, eh?
Yeah.
At least, I don't know about you guys, but I need Frog. I must have Frog. You guys, but I need Frog. But I need Frog. I
Okay, and then we're gonna reset you. But then we're going to come in about here.
But I need Frog. I must have Frog. Look at Frog.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to fight for Frog. That's the rule.
Oh my god. The Elephant Dreamlight Battle Royale.
Yeah. I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what.
Okay, they laugh. Ha 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 ha.
I love.
Okay, that would be a good transition there. And we zoom. We zoom onto the frog. We zoom. Zoom to the frog. Zoom. Hey. Uh-oh. What did I do? What is this? How do I get out of this? Why are there so many buttons all of the time? It should be Alt X. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I need Frog. I must have Frog. But I need Frog.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I need Frog. I must have Frog. About you guys, but I need Frog. I must have Frog. Look at Frog.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to fight for Frog. That's the rule.
Oh my god. The Elephant Dreamlight Battle Royale.
Yeah. I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what pixels you put where, like what colors you use. And I think this is just used so perfectly here, because it's like, look how cute these are. Look how just so, I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art is a really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys can fight over the frog.
Oh, I'm fighting for all 5 of them, so...
Okay, alright, it's war.
It's war. Yeah, Ali did a great job at adapting these from pixel art to physical art. I love...
I think maybe I might just zoom in on everything, or maybe we come out. Yes, maybe we zoom out. Just reset you.
Yeah. I love, because
I love that your I love is the transition.
this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what pixels you put where, like what colors you use. And I think this is just used so perfectly here, because it's like, look how cute these are. Look how just so, I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art is a really fun concept. I love that.
They're so good.
For real.
I want them. I want them.
What did I say? I said zoom out, right? Yeah. Then we can see the deliberate placements. Yes, yes, yes. See, you can see the deliberate placements. Yes, yes, yes. Then we go to like... there. Just a bit outside. The resolution. The resolution. Should I maybe try to squish? They're just a little squeezed. Okay, how's that?
I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of
Okay.
They're so good.
So that's very subtle in how squished they are. So that's good. Yes, that's good. That'll do, methinks. Okay. How big is this transition? 1.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds.
At my grandmother's house, I used to play with those all the time, so it's...
Wonder if there should be 2.5 seconds. Just so everything's uniform.
I don't know about you guys, but I need frog. I must have frog. Look at frog.
I'm sorry,
I don't know about you guys, but I need frog. I must have frog. Look at frog.
I kind of like that better. But we can make 2.5 our generic transition when it is not about timing. Yes. This should be then 2.5. Thank you. Ooh, that's a big one. It's a big boy.
I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of I love, because this is kind of reminiscent.
Okay, this then though needs to be here. Do you need to go away? Then this kind of needs to be here. You keyframe needs to go away just so everything stays moving.
I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what pixels you put where, like what colors you use. And I think this is just used so perfectly here, because it's like, look how cute these are. Look how just so, I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art is a really fun...
Okay, then we'll transition to these guys going back and forth.
I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art is a really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone. I want them.
What did I say? 2.5? Actually, let me see. Okay.
I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art is a really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat.
Okay, fruits cat. Ha ha ha, and we can just take ha ha ha.
That.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat.
That.
Then we will do a little cheeky 2.5 transition here.
Fun concept. I love that. Fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys can fight over the frog.
Oh, I'm fighting for all 5 of them, so...
Okay, alright, it's war.
It's war. Yeah, Allie did a great job at...
Actually, then maybe we save this because this is so short. So let's move those over here, and we will probably just extend this. We'll extend this. This is the cat. Okay. You actually need to go. You can go too.
I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruit.
Okay. Cat actually starts here. And I want you to be...
Gosh, I want that fruit.
Love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting.
Okay, this could actually be 2.5. Whoops. We want 2.5, please. Thank you very much.
Really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm...
Okay, and you now need your keyframe to end here, please. Thank you. Okay, so how slow is this going to be?
I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what pixels you put where, like what colors you use. And I think this is just used so perfectly here, because it's like, look how cute these are. Look how just so, I want them.
Okay, you can see
They're
the
so
pegs.
For real.
Yes, yes, yes. Deliberate.
Physical
deliberate,
pixel art
deliberate.
is a really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys...
Job at adapt. Yeah, Allie did a great job at adapting these from pixel art to physical art. I love all 5 of these. I want all 5 of them. And of course we have the Zolifant in the middle as a true representation of Alifant.
Of course, of course.
Gotta have it.
Alright, and next we have Arts and Hunts.
Okay, and then we transition away from Allie. So we will zoom in to the cat, and then we will zoom in to the Alifant, right? Oh, it's Zolifant. Man, I bet your Zolifant can't even get on my Alifant level, okay? Da 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 da. Okay, so we want you to actually start here. Yes. Yes. You go away. And then, actually, let's make sure that our dissolve is good. Let's go. Let's go 2.5.
4. Yeah, Allie did a great job.
Okay. So then we are going to schwink, schwank, swoop over to, shoot. The end of the. Okay. Then actually, we should probably zoom in just a touch more. Yes. Get rid of this one. Right. There, okay. So those are the 2 keyframes. Put a keyframe here. Take you off.
I'm fighting everyone else for that.
I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting.
I think this needs to be just like here.
Concept, I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys can fight over the frog.
Oh, I'm fighting for all 5 of
Oh wait, is that the cat? Is that the cat? I don't know my Dream Eaters. Cat, Dream Eater. Fruits cat. Okay. Yes, that's her. Diva? That's you, Diva. Diva. Diva, that's you, Diva. Diva, they're looking for you at court, Diva. You can't keep foregoing this when there's a warrant out for your arrest, Hunty.
Fighting everyone else.
I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys can fight over the frog.
Oh, I'm fighting for all 5 of them, so...
Okay, alright, it's war.
It's war. Yeah, Allie did a great job at adapting these from pixel art to physical art. I love all 5 of these. I want all 5 of them. And of course we have the Zolifant in the middle as a true...
Then we'll end this one right about here. Yeah. We'll do a cross dissolve down from that. Make this 2.5. Yes, so then we will make sure that this starts, actually, that we want to go. I think we want to zoom out from the Zolifant. So we'll start here. Oop. Okay. Put you right smack in the center. Yes, so then you can go, yeah. You have been locked in. Then we'll go. Ow, Stella. Come out from there. Make sure that that's there. Okay.
Yeah, Allie did a great job at adapting these from pixel art to physical art. I love all 5 of these. I want all 5 of them. And of course we have the Zolifant in the middle as a true representation of Alifant.
Of course, of course.
Gotta have it.
Alright, and next we have our...
Okay, and then we're gonna come back in here with our... What? Okay.
Alright, and next we have Arts and Hunts, and he writes... Alright, and next we have Arts and Hunts, and he writes... Hello. and next we have Arts and Hunts.
Pew. Okay. Oh, perfect. And all these can kind of get taken away.
And of course, we have the Zolifant in the middle as a true representation of Alifant.
Of course, of course.
Gotta have it.
Alright, and next we have Arts and Hunts, and he writes. Alright, and next we have Arts and Hunts, and
Cool, okay. Yes. I'm going to add a little marker for myself. I'm also going to, I like doing this, I'm going to say Allie. And Allie is going to be Lalo, like the elephant is mostly. And then we're going to do Allie info. Something to do. Cool. We pan. I'm gonna switch these. Uh-oh. Did I not even have these, like, correct? Okay, you're kind of correct. Here, stretch you out. Okay, we had already built that into there. I want you to, okay, what is your next one? It's your Y position that changes. Okay. That's a negative 1160. Okay. Copy this and then we're going to negative 1160. Then we're just going to go flip over here. Then we're just going to paste whatever it was over there, and that should flip it.
Those light brights at my grandmother's house, I used to play with those all the time, so it's really cool that they're not a lost art. They're still being made.
yeah.
It's so nice to see like art that is not just like illustration, but like arts and crafts in a way.
Yeah.
At least, I don't know about you guys, but I need frog.
That didn't do it perfectly, did it? Kind of want them to stop at about like there-ish. There-ish. That should actually be your keyframe, and that should actually be your keyframe. So I want to get rid of you. I want to get rid of you. You, get out of here. You. Okay, then you can come here. And you can get out of here. And then you should come over here, put you down. And you can get out of here. Okay.
I have those light brights at my grandmother's house. I used to play with those all the time, so it's
Isn't
really
that
cool
such a-
that there's
That's such a grandma house thing to have light brights, don't you think?
yeah.
At least, I don't know about you guys, but I need frog. I must have frog. Look at frog.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to fight for Frog. That's the rule.
Oh my god.
Oh my
The Elephant Dreamlight Battle Royale.
Yeah. I love, because this is kind of reminiscent of pixel art, right? And I love how pixel art is so deliberate in what pixels you put where, like what colors you use. And I think this is just used so perfectly here, because it's like, look how cute these are. Look how just so, I want them. They're so good.
For real.
Physical pixel art
For real,
is
for real.
is a really fun concept. I love that.
Gosh, I want that fruits cat. I'm fighting everyone else for that. You guys can fight over the frog.
Oh, I'm fighting for all 5 of them, so...
Okay, alright, it's war.
It's war. Yeah, Ali did a great job at adapting these from pixel art to physical art. I love all 5 of these. I want all 5 of them. And of course we have the Zolophant in the middle as a true representation of Aliphant.
Of course, of course.
Gotta have it.
All right, and next we have Arts and Hunts, and he writes, "Hello everyone, my name is David Poliska slash..."
Probably need another still to grab from here. And we're gonna export that. Arts and Hunts. Trans. Arts and Hunts, you have been assigned trans. Shoot. I didn't have enough space on my... What is this called? Enough space on my stylus, on my whatever. On my Wacom tablet.
Arts and Hunts, and he writes, "Hello everyone, my name is David
Drag it all the way
Poliska slash Arts and Hunts."
Need that on the bottom there, just in case we need some extra transition space. They talk.
Smiley face. Look how happy he looks.
Oh. Oh, what a happy boy.
That's a very cheerful little lad.
Have either of you played Metaphor?
I have not. I've played like modern Persona games, which is kind of weird. Smiley face. Look how happy he looks.
Oh.
Okay, and then we will start with the actual picture. Here he come.
Smiley face. Look how happy. Look how happy he looks.
Oh. Oh, what a happy boy.
That's a very cheerful little lad.
Have either of you played Metaphor?
I have not. I've played like modern Persona games, which is kind of where the art style kind of shifts from.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've seen like portraits of Metaphor characters. This is just such a perfect style emulation. Like, look how smooth that line work is, like that coloring is.
I love the shine that he put into the hair as well. These little bits of reflection. I love the shine.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And I think we'll start from the top, go to the bottom. But you know what? We should copy and paste, and then we should do a cross dissolve here. We should make sure the cross dissolve is 2.5. Please and thank you.
Is like that coloring is.
I love the shine that.
Okay, and you do need to come. Okay. Shrink, shrunk, swoop. Okay, perf.
How smooth that line work is, like that coloring is.
I love the shine that he put into the hair.
look how smooth that line work is, like that coloring is.
I love the shine that
Line work is, like that coloring is.
I love the shine that he put into the hair as well. These little bits of reflection, light reflecting off of his hair.
Yeah, like I haven't played Metaphor myself, but I watched a lot of other people play it, and I've seen clips from Persona here and there, and I really, really love how well they emulated, like particularly the way that those games do like expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I watched a lot of other people play it, and I've seen played Metaphor myself, but I watched a lot of other people play.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll do a dissolve, and we'll do our standard.
Myself, but I watched a lot of other people play it, and I've seen clips from Persona here and there.
Like, look how smooth that line work is, like that coloring is.
I love the shine that he put into the hair as well. These little bits
So
of
juicy.
reflection, light reflecting off of his hair.
Yeah, like I haven't played Metaphor myself, but I watched a lot of other people play it, and I've seen clips from Persona here and there, and I really.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I look at the piece as a whole, I see it, but like especially the eyes, I like that. Those are Persona eyes, right there.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, they did a really good job adapting from Kingdom Hearts to the Atlas works. I also haven't played Metaphor myself, so I can't comment on. I guess none of us can comment on the metaphor of it all, but you know, being in video games as long as we all have, we can definitely get that Persona influence and that Atlas influence from this picture.
Yeah. I also love just the soft shading. You can see it.
Okay, so we're gonna take the picture again. I'm gonna come have you right, yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cross dissolve here. Make you 12.
There.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they did a really.
Oh, and we were zooming in on the face. That's what we were doing. Zoom. Yeah. I like zooming. Maybe we shouldn't go too far into the face. Maybe we go like there. Okay, let's see.
But I watched a lot of other people play it, and I've seen clips from Persona here and there, and I really, really love how well they emulated, like particularly the way that those games do like expressions.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I look at the piece as a whole, I see it, but like especially the eyes, I like that. Those are Persona eyes right there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they did a really good job adapting from Kingdom Hearts to the Atlas works. I also haven't played Metaphor myself, so I can't comment on. I guess none of us can comment on the metaphor of it all, but you know, being in video games as long as we all have, we can definitely get that Persona influence and that Atlas influence from this picture.
Yeah. I also love just the soft shading. You can see it on Sora's cheek as well, just how the lighting
Oh, yeah.
kind of fades. Yeah. I also love
this picture.
Yeah. I also love just
Picture.
Yeah. I Yeah.
This picture.
Yeah. I also love
This picture.
Yeah. I also love just the soft shading. You can see it on Sora's cheek as well, just how the lighting
Oh, yeah.
kind of fades. It's so I love it. I'm gonna be saying I love it to like all these pieces because there's just so many stellar works here.
I know. I can't get enough of these works, of any of this. Ah! I love art! Anyway. Also that cool, like, mud splatter. I don't know what you would... Is there an art term?
Chain. Can we just call it something other than mud?
That cool, like... Also that cool, like, mud splatter.
Okay. I think we're gonna like zoom in like this. We're gonna zoom. Zoom. We're gonna just kind of like pan down like this. Because I love this shading here too. T. Okay.
Atlas influence from this picture.
Yeah. I also love just the soft shading. You can see it on Sora's cheek as well, just how the lighting
Oh, yeah.
kind of fades. It's so I love it. I'm gonna be saying I love it to like all these pieces because there's just so many stellar works here.
I know. I can't get enough of these works, of any of this. Ah! I love art! Anyway. Also that cool, like, mud splatter. I don't know what you would... Is there an art term for that?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Oh, this sort of like the watercolor effect at the bottom, is that?
Yeah. The very watercolor effect. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a lot better than mud splatter. But I love what they did with that. I'm guessing that's a metaphor thing. Yeah. Overall, really good piece. Really good piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love what they did with that. I'm guessing that's a metaphor thing. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, really good piece. Really good piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll cross the zone. Tink, tonk, tink. Pew.
Poor thing. Yeah. Overall, really good piece. Really good piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Why is this? Uh-oh, why was this? Did I do that? Oops.
And next up we have Ashiribe, who. And next up we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And next up we have Ashiribe, who writes.
Perfect little timing there. And we're doing the mud splatter, as Chain so eloquently put it. And then we'll probably come up from the top on you. Or from the bottom. Yeah. Come in a little bit tighter. Yeah. Yeah.
Art! Anyway. Also that cool, like, mud splatter. I don't know what you would... Is there an art term for that?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Oh,
look at
this sort of like like the watercolor effect at the bottom. Is that?
Yeah.
Look at the shading on the jewelry and everything too. Arts and Hunts, Esper was right. They do amazing line work, so crisp and clean, but also like when the weight needs to be weighty, you understand, right? Like when this needs to be like a little bit thicker and this needs to be a little bit thinner. Bring out the jaw. Ah, so good. I love art. Okay. Then we come to the mud. We're here.
Yeah. Overall, really good piece. Really good piece.
Yeah.
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 And next up, we have Ashiribe, who writes,
Ashiribe.
Hi. And next up, we have Ashiribe, who...
Split. And then we're also going to take a picture. We're going to grab a still. We're going to do export. Ashiribe. You have been assigned trans. Did I ever say I don't think I ever said you're been assigned trans because like it's the transition still. So, I think it's funny. If you don't think it's funny, let me know.
And next up, we have Ashiribe, who writes,
I kind of don't like how like the shadows are like all like digital artifactingly. Hopefully that's not that noticeable. You know, hopefully. Oh, and I need to also put in Arts and Hunts' marker. Arts and Hunts. And they will be, their piece is mostly white, but I'm going to use white to be things I need to do. So you will be the light blue. Then we want to do info. Yes. Okay. So we've gotten 4 minutes in, plus like things that we need to do with the information pages. But that's about all that we got today. I could go more. I mean, this isn't hard, as you see. Yeah. It just takes a little bit of time. Should I do more? No. No. I already said that, like, I already told myself this is your reward. This is your reward. Like, you will be rewarded with time off after getting through this. So, we have an hour left to edit. 55 minutes left to edit of the video. But we are closer than we've ever been. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. I think, so what I was doing earlier was I saved this, right? I put in the menu here. Where is the cosplay one? Cosplay one that is done. Put in the menu here. So I will re-render the book countdowns for each of the showcases. And Chain, if you have been following along with Chain streams, Train is done with the cosplay showcase. So I will probably render the cosplay showcase together with the new countdown. And that means that the cosplay showcase is done. But let's actually, wait a minute. Let me pull up my notepad. Because what do we have? We have the cosplay showcase. Well, actually, so let's do our art P1. Okay, let's do showcases to do for MCV final mix. Hi, Jack Willem, or just Jack. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm about to close out. I just need to put my list together for what we need to do for March Caprice 5 final mix. Art P2. Showcases to do for, so we got art, cosplay. Okay, we just need to list them. Art, there's 7. Art, cosplay. Or 7 categories: art, cosplay, merch, art, cosplay, merch. Those are our people that go up on the website. Then there is, oh my god, I'm not in March Caprice node, so I don't do anything. Oh, you are artist. Thank you. I wouldn't even really consider myself an artist. I edit things. Oh, no, I'm not an artist. I am a March Caprice staffer, however. And we do curate art showcases and art galleries. Art showcases and art galleries for March Caprice participants. What are our categories? You want a logo? Yeah, you'll have to go ask somebody else. If you want them to make a logo, ask PJ. PJ might want to. Okay. See you again. Bye. PJ makes all of our logos. If you ask him nicely and maybe, like hand him a little bit of cash, he might make you one too. See ya. Bye. Art, cosplay, merch. I don't have cash right now. If you gave, other people cash, they could make you a logo. We do art, cosplay, merch. Merch. There's also video. There's also music. Art, cosplay, merch, video, music. Oh god, who am I missing? Who am I missing? I'm just gonna have to go to marchcaprice.com and freaking get my goddamn freaking life in order. Good dear. Good gracious. Hello, Queen Alexa. How are you doing? About instructions? Yeah, instructions will show. Okay. Okay. So we got art, cosplay, streams, of course. How could I forget? That's what I'm doing right now. Streams. Okay. Art, cosplay, live streams, merchandise, music, video, and writing. Oh, frick. Okay, writing. How are you doing? What are you doing? I'm actually just closing out for the night. I just am putting together a list of what I need to do for March Caprice 5 final mix stuff. So we have art point. I'm gonna put video and music down here because they don't need anything. This is checked. Music is already done. David did those amazing. We've been watching them every single stream. We open up with a song from the March Caprice concert. Do you play games here? I do play games. I'm just not doing that right now. That will recommence probably once March Caprice 5 final mix stuff is done. Which I want to get it done this week. I want to get March Caprice final mix stuff done this week, if not most of it. Cosplay chain, finish that. I just need to put the final touches on that. Merch, I just need to fix one thing in the video. Streams, I also need to put those together. Writing. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, what kind of games do you play here? I plan to be more of a variety person, so just kind of whatever strikes my fancy. I was trying to play Wukong a little bit ago. I got stuck. It got a little hard. But I want to get back to trying to do that. I think you play cozy games. Yes. I did also play this cool game. It was it's called Reika. It was in alpha. Reika video game. It was in alpha when I was playing it. I'm not sure if it is now. I played it back in October. But this was a really cool game because it's like all witchy. It's about Baba Yaga. I want to get back into that. Probably once like the fall comes around again, just so like I'm in the cozy kind of like idea. But of course, you know, the love of my life, my religion, my mother, my brother, and my son. Is Kingdom Hearts. You know, that's what the March Caprice is all about, celebrating the Kingdom Hearts series. So, you know, I'll probably at some point play the Kingdom Hearts games here too. Maybe, you know, maybe. But yeah, okay, so that's what we have. Part 1 of Art Showcase we are working on. We are getting that done. We just need to do the background for part 2, plug in those art pieces, and then also edit that video. That'll probably take a long time. Gotta fix one thing in the merch render, then we can render that again, shoot that off. Stream, that's easy. That's just putting them all together, sending that off. And then writing, that's also done. I should ask Sil if there's anything she wants to like. That video was kind of perfect though. She is really like the one showcase that we don't have to do anything on, but I should double check with her, see if there's anything she could possibly want to change about it, and then just put the new count on that, shoot that off. That's amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, and also natural and beautiful and good. So yeah, that's what we have going on for showcases, and that should be the end of KH5 final mix. I think I might check with the organizers though, because I did have one thought today while looking through files. But cool. Any game that you can play a whole year, which game will you choose? It's gonna be, can I choose like a whole series? Because like Kingdom Hearts is one entity, you know what I mean? That's what I would choose. I would choose the KH, what is it? The whole package, the story so far, that one singular game, which is all like 11 Kingdom Hearts games. So that's what I would play every single day. And then, I'm so sorry. I know I see a couple of you coming in here right about now, but you know, I'm ending. Nice, nice. Yeah, don't want to cut anybody off because it's like, you know, good discussions, nice questions about, you know, games and stuff. Instagram, I'm 30. Instagram is for children. I don't have that. But thank you so much for coming in. We will continue to work on our Barge Caprice 5 final mix. We are getting it done this week, even though we probably won't because that's just how we roll. But the goal is this week, at least the majority of it done. And I hope you all have a great night. See you tomorrow. You know, weather permitting. Hope we don't like lose power again like we did. But yeah. Hope you all have a nice night, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye. And secret bye-bye to YouTube.